Guys, Mimi is about to chop breakfast, lunch and dinner with dessert. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. Guys, the way there is so much to unpick and unpack today. I don't even have a drink, guys. I'm sitting here. I don't even have a drink. Let's get into it. The ingots I need to tear, the opinions I need to give, I cannot even, because what was that episode? Oh, I do not know. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. We're on the road to 29k and by God's grace on the road to 30 soon. So definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, please get cozy and comfy with a drink for me because I don't even have one as I'm sitting here right now. And let's get into today's review. So let's start off with Casa Amor. Let's start off with Jess saying that she really likes Hugo and, you know, you're exactly my type to a T. And he's like, oh my gosh, like I absolutely love your eyes. Da, 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 da. And then they ended up sharing a kiss by the pool. You guys already know how I feel about the whole Jess situation. I won't lie. I don't want this to sound bad, mind, but sorry. I don't want this to sound bad, mind, but there's something off about that babe. She gives me such bitter Betty vibes, like, oh, and then we're going to get into it later as well because she ends up having a situation and an argument / discussion with Matilda over now Matilda liking Hugo as well. And I won't lie, Matilda needs to do exactly what she wants to do because the spirit of Harriet must not die. Okay? Now back at the main villa, Trey was talking to Ellie about him being stressed about what's happening with the whole Casa situation, but that he's really enjoying the moment as well. And then they also ended up sharing a kiss by the pool. I felt like their kiss was a bit awkward because not only were they forward facing, kiss happened and then she wipes her lips, he wipes his lips, and then they're just looking at each other and then she's just looking away. So I definitely think he would couple up with Ellie. I don't think he's going to stay loyal to Jess, considering I don't even feel like Trey even liked Jess like that in the first place. Okay, now let's move on to Blade now talking to Grace, and he asked her if she had sunscreen and she said yes, and then he said, oh well, do you want to add sunscreen to me? Guys, I won't lie, Blade is 100% making it into the villa. I think Blade, or shall I say Bolt, I think he's absolutely hilarious. I'm sorry, he's blunt, he's honest, he's straightforward with his words. Like, I actually do like Blade, and I know him and Moziah, aka the twist, are definitely putting it on. I need to stop. I know they're definitely putting it on when it comes to Grace, but I actually do like Blade and I definitely want him to enter the villa. Of course, you know, Moziah was looking over his shoulder like someone had told him there's £100 to his left. That guy, Moziah's trying really hard to get Grace, but I feel like I feel like he's taken too long to try hard, because now that we know that something is happening tomorrow, which we'll get into at the end, it's given I'm quickly trying to make sure that I get this girl because my time is running out. Because in all honesty, I felt like Blade and Grace actually had a better connection than Moziah and Grace. Also, Grace has never beaten those allegations. Moving on to Diamanté now talking to Seun about the situation with Matilda and Ruby. Now guys, I did already make a tweet. I'm always tweeting, okay? But in my personal opinion, I feel like Seun is trying to have fun with the melanin babes, because I don't see Seun recoupling with Diamanté. I don't see Seun recoupling with Diamanté, guys. Let me know down below if you agree or you disagree. But right now, I don't see him recoupling with her. And it's giving, you know, remember him, he likes a little spice, you know, a little bit of flavor. Maybe that's what he's doing in this situation. But I do have to also rate Diamanté because Seun is a very easy, targetable golden ticket to stay in the villa. And if he does recouple up with her, she secured her spot in the villa, and I do have to rate her for grafting for Mr. Sweets, okay? I definitely do have to rate. Now let's move on to Will now speaking to Lucy. He said that at the end of the day, he hasn't had opportunity to explore other than with Uma. And what I didn't like was he was saying stuff like, oh, like, I don't know if it's really there. Like, at the end of the day, she's really reserved. She did. Are you talking about her being reserved because she didn't want to kiss you within the first 1 hour of knowing you? Like, I don't understand that. And I think Will, Ayor, a lot of them who I'm going to be tearing their singlets one by one, nasty work, guys. I keep telling you, guys are actually so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. They're actually so embarrassing because, first and foremost, even if he does decide to couple up with Ellie, is her name Ellie? No, Lucy. Even if he does decide to recouple up with Ellie, not going to lie, they're going home, because Will definitely gives me dry crackers. I don't really get much from Will anyway. And I don't think I care to see him and Ellie even progress in the situation that they were in. So it's very interesting how he's been moving, considering all the words that he's been saying as well, like, oh my gosh, yeah, my type is petite blonde and blah blah blah, knowing full well that Uma's the complete opposite of that. So Will, you and Ayo, start packing your bags, because you guys are going home very soon, sooner than you know, because you don't even know that you're even still in that villa because of the babes that you were coupled up with, and it's now that you guys want to be doing nonsense. Turn it on, okay? Turn upstairs on. Now, of course, you know, Diamanté and I went to go and speak to Ruby and Ellie, saying that she really liked Seun, and Ruby was like, oh my gosh, no, I like him as well, da, 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 da. And then she was like, yeah, like, even when I spoke to him, he was like, oh, you better be in my bed tonight. She was like, no, he did not say that. And I didn't really say this in yesterday's review. Ruby isn't given for me anyway. She's definitely given one of the Casa girls that are not given that she's not an eye person. I just mean in terms of she's definitely not a Casa girl that is going to make it to the main villa. And obviously where her only option / ticket into a villa was Seun, she was snoozing, babes. And while she were doing niche, Diamanté was out making moves. Alright? She was out making moves, so that's just that. Now let's move on to the nighttime. Jessie asked Mimi and Uma if they're falling for their guys. Guys. Mimi said 100%. I said no. Guys, Mimi is about to chop breakfast, lunch and dinner with dessert. She is going to chop breakfast, lunch and dinner with dessert. She said 100% she's falling for Ayo, not knowing Ayo is in the villa acting a fool. Orimi. Guys, it's too much, guys. It's like I don't know, it's like I can feel it in my chest. Guys, I am gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. I already knew Mimi wasn't going to give Lionel a chance, but whilst you're doing loyal, sleeping on the daybed outside, someone is out in the villa moving mad. Ayo, wait there. Okay. Uma also said that she definitely wants Will back at Casa Amor. No, not sorry, at Casa Amor. The twist said coming in her. Oh yeah, sorry. No, wait. Oh, sorry, the twist. I keep calling him the twist. I should really call him by his name, but I'm gonna call him the twist for now. Anyway, the twist was talking to Grace, and he was saying, you know, coming into the villa has made me realize that how much I really like you, and I really want to get to know you a bit more and everything like that. Like I said, I think he's definitely grafting because he knows that time is really of the essence right now. Now, of course, Blade now came. Guys, Blade needs to make it back to the main villa. I'm sorry, that guy is absolutely hilarious. So imagine Grace and Moziah having a conversation. Blade literally just walks in and just said, oh, Grace, can I talk to you? Grace gets up. She doesn't even say to Moziah, oh yeah, let's continue this conversation later. Grace gets up and now goes to chat with Blade. Guys, Moziah was literally looking like he saw his grandfather's ghost. Okay? The way Moziah was looking, the cameraman even zoomed in. I said, nah, these people are bad, man. These producers and cameramen, like, Moziah was literally just like this. But even Blade's like mannerless. And Grace as well, mannerless. You, even if Blade wanted to come and talk to you, couldn't close the conversation off with Moziah. You just looked at Moziah and got up. Guys, blood in my eyes. Okay. Now, of course, the guys were now speaking at the villa, and Ayo, who I need to twist his lips, by the way. I need to twist Ayo's lips so badly. Ayo. He's really living up to the. He's living up to the name when they say you should fear Yoruba men. I'm Yoruba and I even fear Yoruba men. Okay, but now we're literally seeing this in 4K. So of course they're all having a conversation and everything. Oh guys, I didn't even mention, I completely forgot, when Ayo and Jessica were on the daybed during the day, what did Ayo say again? Oh my god, why didn't I write that down? That's very unlike me. Interesting. Anyway, he told Jessica that if he met, I think along the lines of, if he met Jessica on the first day, he would have made her his girlfriend. That's not... Huh? Guys, I don't think you guys understand the disrespect. He has to couple up with Jessica. He doesn't have a choice at this point. He has to recouple up with Jessica, because at this point, what do you mean if you had met Jessica on day one, you would have... His preferences and his spec is speaking for him. I don't want to hear anything else. I already said it is exactly what it is. Ayo prefers lighter skinned girls, and that is not a problem. Like I said, people have preferences, but it just means that Mimi was genuinely there as a placeholder, and we already discussed this as well. If Uma didn't remove herself from that triangle, we will be discussing Uma, Ayo, and Mimi even up to the finale. 110%. Like, guys, when he said that, I just said, you know what? The disrespect from this guy is actually just too much, and he actually needs to pack his bags and go. Because the only reason why, like, as you're even speaking at this, the babe is actually sleeping outside on the daybed. Granted, that's Mimi's choice and decision. I understand that. But just the, I cannot. I can't. So I had to mention that because I just clocked that I didn't actually say that before. Seun said that he's been waiting for Matilda to come in, but now he feels like he's overthinking everything. And Dre was just like, you know, you should go and test the waters, man. Let's go test the water. There's always that one guy that tells everyone to test the water, but he's not testing it himself, because we definitely know that Joey's not recoupling and he's definitely staying with Jessie. So pushing Seun to go and continue to get to know Diamanté, which I'm not mad at because Diamanté is there for grafting, but still, there's always that one instigator with the guys that's always just like, yeah, just test the waters out. Why not? At this point, Will now also butts in as well. And he's like, yeah, like I'm in the same predicament as well, but you know, it is what it is and everything. And Che was like, you know what, guys, obviously do what you want to do and just deal with the consequences after. Those consequences are going to be very costly. The consequences are going to be costly, all right? Very costly. And moving out is going to be very interesting if these men decide to not recouple. If these men decide to not recouple, moving out is going to be extremely interesting. Ugh, men. I'm sorry if you're a guy watching this. Don't think I hate guys, honestly. Now let's move on to Diamanté now coming over and saying that she wants to talk to Seun, and they're having a conversation about how much they're enjoying each other's company and how much they like each other, want to get to know each other. Ruby now comes in to interrupt because sis is here to graft. So she now comes to pull Seun away. And I just thought, wow, this season is really interesting because how have they made Seun the prize? Sorry, they really made Seun the prize. I did not see that coming, ma'am. I really did not see that coming. But anyway, they were having a conversation and she pretty much said at the end of the day, you know, she's not here to be in a triangle and anything like that. Seun kind of even looks irritated at the fact, why are you pulling me away when my melanin queen is in the corner that I'm trying to chat to? Okay, why exactly are you pulling me away? But yeah, if Seun was going to recouple, I still don't think he is. He would definitely go for Diamanté over Ruby. So I think Ruby, you know, start prepping herself to come back to the UK. Now back at Casa, Grace was speaking to the girls about how she is torn between Blade and Moziah, and she feels like at the end of the day, like I've really gotten to know Blade, but Moziah is also putting it on quite thick right now. Then the girls are just like, at the end of the day, listen babe, obviously you've kissed Blades. I think the best thing to do right now would be for you, like you need to kiss Moziah, just so you can just like, it's an even painful, like you just need to know. That's very Raz advice. I'm so sorry. That advice is extremely Raz. Now, at the same time, Moziah and Blade were having a conversation, and Moziah was just pretty much like, you know what, out of respect, bro, like at the end of the day, yeah, I don't want there to be issues. Like, obviously, you know I like the girl, you know, I know that you like the girl and stuff, but just out of blatant respect, like, you don't interrupt conversations. And the thing is, because Blade is so macho, I'm sure Blade is thinking, you this small boy, I beg, close it up. But obviously, Moziah was just like, yeah, like, I wasn't okay with that. I just want to let you know. And then Blade's just like, yeah, obviously, like, I know you like the girl and stuff, but am I supposed to wait around for 2-3 hours for you to finish your conversation before I chat to her? Am I supposed to do that? And he was just like, no, but obviously you can't. You just can't be disrespectful. Like, it's just not okay. So obviously, Grace, I really get into my characters when I do these reviews. But anyway, Grace now comes over and she ends up pulling Moziah for a chat. And then she was pretty much just like to Moziah, like, at the end of the day, I think a kiss with you will basically seal things off. Like, I just want to kind of figure out where my head is at. Oh my gosh, I said head is at. But where my head is at, and then see, like, you know, if I can make a decision there. So they now decide to go into the room and they end up sharing a very interesting kiss. She went back to the girls and she rated it 10 out of 10. I'm sure Moziah gave it his all because he wants to make sure that he re-enters that villa. But once again, she's never beaten those allegations. Now back at the villa, Connor was speaking to Emma. Guys, I was very shocked even that Connor was even, what's it called, in the villa. When they put the scene on him, I said, this one is still here. Interesting. But yeah, Emma, big up her. She's definitely secured her spot in the villa. I mean, Connor doesn't really give me much anyway, but also at the same time, I mean, once you've gotten the one guy who doesn't have any other girl on his roster, you kind of scored your ticket into the villa. So I guess congrats to them, sorry. Why am I fumbling my words? I don't know. Now moving on to Will now taking Lucy to the hideaway. Side note, that cheetah dress with the cheetah heels, and the dress was even shiny. It was a bit too much on the eyes, honey. Oh, very heavy. Well, you guys know me, I'll be picking up all of these weird things. But I ended up going to the hideaway, having a small conversation, and he ended up asking her, you know, how would you feel if I coupled up with you and everything? Because I'm just trying to figure things out, you know, get my thoughts in order. And she was like, you know, I would love that. You know, they are like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. Then they ended up sharing a kiss. And once again, good on them if they want to recouple, but they're not staying in that villa for long. Will is, for me, I think Will seems quite bland and boring. And him and Lucy, I don't see them making it to the finals. They just kind of give couple. They don't give finalist. To me, anyway. That's just to me. Now, moving on to Ayo now taking Jessica. Guys, there's so much to discuss. I'm only here and we still have, I don't even know. Anyway, let's quickly talk. Ayo now taking Jessica to the terrace. Oh, gosh. Everything that I've said since this season has started has come true, and that is insane. Okay, that is insane. I took Jessica to the terrace and was there talking and running his mouth about, oh yeah, like I feel like obviously with you I'm happy, like obviously with Mimi I just don't think it's there. I just said, who is talking? Guys, can you see the way my mood has just changed? Like, I'm actually over speaking about this guy because this is nothing new. Some of you are saying, oh, you still have faith in Ayo or Mimi. I don't. And that faith has been gone. Okay? That faith has been gone, because why would I have faith in Ayo or Mimi? That doesn't make no sense. Ayo doesn't even have faith in himself. Every other opportunity for a new girl to come into the villa, Ayo proves to us and reminds us once again that he doesn't like the babe. Every single opportunity that they have. Like, how can you say that the energy isn't there with Mimi over a girl you've known for 24 hours? No shade to them, okay? Because people are, oh, they have a better connection, but we generally haven't even seen Ayo and Mimi's greatest points. We only see them when he's barely speaking, or when they're having an argument, or maybe a situation has gone on. And apparently they actually have a good connection, according to some people that even left the villa as well. So I'm just a bit confused. But second of all, Ayo as well, like, have some class. Like, your nyash is actually out on display. Like, you need to actually act like you've been here before. And I wouldn't have a problem with him pursuing Jessica if he wasn't saying all of these weird things. But for you to say, oh, you just don't feel like things are there with Mimi, even though prior to Casa, you guys had a very honest one-to-one conversation and you said you were in a very happy place with her, it's not adding up. I'm sorry. It's not adding up. And for that reason, he can actually go. I'm sorry. It's people like, oh, you guys are too harsh on Ayo. No, I'm harsh on all of them, because that's exactly what it is. Like, at the end of the day, yes, it is a game, and yeah, you need to play it right, which is why I wish Mimi explored her options. She's clearly been fed a very interesting dream with Ayo to think that he would be 100% faithful, and this guy is out here moving like a hoe. Okay, I like you've actually been here before. Anyway, they ended up having a kiss, and I just feel so sick because Mimi is actually about to chop breakfast. Umar is going to chop breakfast, even if Will doesn't recouple. She's going to chop breakfast when the movie night comes. Who else is chopping breakfast? I think that's it. Yeah, it's given Mimi and Umar are, they're going to be the ones to chop breakfast is Casa Amor, and that is a shame. That is honestly a shame, because of the men that they're dealt with. It all comes back to men. It all comes back to men. Now, let's move on to Joey now saying that he's really happy with Jessie. So we 100% know that they are going to recouple up, because Jessie isn't interested in anyone else in Casa. Will said that he's feeling guilty. He really likes Umar, but doesn't think he's getting it back. I'm over Will with that, with all his conversations, really. I'm sorry, like, it's, yeah. And obviously, I know Umar hasn't been in a relationship before, which is probably why she is really reserved. But even when Jessie came into the, remember when Jessie came into the villa and he was like to Umar, oh, by the way, yeah, she might pick me. Like, you're foaming at the mouth. You're actually foaming at the mouth. Nasty. Okay, cool. Now moving on to anything else back at Casa. So Matilda was now talking to Hugo about how much she really likes his company and everything like that, and almost like she definitely wants to get to know him because Hugo is also her type. Jessica now speaking to Nicole, like, I just think that's muggy. At the end of the day, why she's saying that her head is confused, why is she adding another person into the mix? At the end of the day, she knows the type of time, the hard time that I've had in here, and I just thought Jess, I don't want to hear it, okay? Like, every time Jess speaks, it really gives me Bitter Betty vibes regardless, because it definitely gives me Grinch. But the whole, at the end of the day, everyone's got options to explore, babe. Am I just being bad mind? Because why am I laughing? I just feel like Jessica just gives me such like, yeah, at the end of the day, I would never do that. If she's my friend, she knows the hard time that I've had in here. She knows that I find someone who likes me. And now that I find someone, she wants to start getting stuck in him when she has someone else in the villa. Like, she can't just speak and let it be. It's always much. It's always an extra pizzazz. And I think that's why when she be moaning, I'm just like, I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear it. Now, Uma and Mimi were also now having a conversation, and I'm very glad that Uma and Mimi have established, I would say, quite a good friendship. Some of you were saying, oh, Mimi and Uma aren't friends. I think they give friendship vibes in the villa. I think they definitely look like they have each other's back. But Uma was just like, you know what, at the end of the day, we just need to remember who we are. Like, at the end of the day, we're not going to change who we are because of a certain situation. Like, we just have to be true to ourselves. Then Mimi was just like, you know, honestly, because if I hear that he's there lipsing up a girl in bed after 24 hours, after you've just known her for a day or two, I just thought, oh my God, she's about to chop the biggest breakfast, because that's exactly what I was doing. Scared. That is exactly what Ayo is doing. Everything Mimi is saying, at the same time she's saying it, Ayo's doing it in 4K across the land of wherever they are, Villa versus Casa. So honestly, I'm glad that they are being very true to themselves, but I I don't want to say I wish they played the game better. I wish they had more options, because even the men that were brought into the villa, this is what I mean about these producers and this casting. Even the guys that were brought into Casa, is that who you really think is competing with the... Do you get what I mean? Like, it hasn't been balanced at all. I'm sorry, it hasn't been balanced at all. But at the same time, Uma and Mimi, I think, are going to chop breakfast. And even if Will doesn't recouple, the secret will come to light. It will. Because the son of the darkness is always going to come to the light, Bill. Now, back in the villa, Seun was telling Diamanté about the kiss, and Ruby... No, Seun was telling Ruby, sorry, about the kiss with Diamanté, and obviously she was like, yeah, I'm 100% not doing that. I'm not interested. Now at night time, Joey decided to go sleep in the daybed, which also once again reminds me and lets us know that him and Jessie are 100% going to recouple. Seun and Diamanté were lip-sync in bed, and Ayo and Jessica were lip-sync in bed, and back in Casa, Jess and Hugo were also lip-sync as well. Now the following day, not much to discuss, but Connor and Emma had a kiss on the terrace. Guys, I don't know if I get the... Not terrace. Yeah, they were on the terrace. I don't know if I get the vibe that Emma really likes him. I don't know what it is, like, unless that's just her personality and she's just a bit, not bland, but unexpressive. Okay, but after they had the kiss, like, she was like, oh yeah, that was good, and he was like, yeah, that was good. So either way, she secured her spot in the villa, so big up her, but I don't see her and Connor lasting. I really don't, and I don't see them making it to the final either. Now, of course, Jess and Matilda and I had a conversation the following morning as well about the whole Hugo situation. Matilda seemed quite unbothered, and I'm not really surprised, but Jess was just like, yeah, but obviously, yeah, that's just kind of like what it is. Like, obviously you're going to want to do you and everything, but at the end of the day, like, you know that I like him. And then when Jess was in her confession, she was just like, yeah, she woke up with a stank look on her face, like someone slapped her. Well, at the end of the day, she knows I like Hugo. And this is what I mean, like, I feel like when it comes to guys that Jess likes, because she's naturally just an aggressive flirter, when she's talking about them, she's extremely aggressive with it as well. And I understand that Matilda is... And Matilda hasn't even made it clear like she wants to marry the guy. She's just interested in talking to him. So Jess, I think her insecurities are also jumping out as well, because she finally has someone who allegedly likes her. Heavy on the allegedly. But... you saying that, oh, as a friend, she should be happy for me and everything, is just, I think it's a stretch. I'm sorry, I think it's honestly a stretch. Anyway, you guys know they ended up getting a text that tomorrow is going to be the recoupling. I'm very shocked. I'm very shocked it's come so soon, I'll be honest with you. I thought they were possibly going to push it till Friday, but they didn't. It's coming tomorrow. That's great. And their couples are going to decide if they're going to stay in the villa or stay with their original villa couples, or if they're going to recouple with any of the Casa Amor girls or boys. Off the top of my head, I definitely... So out of the guys, I don't see Joey recoupling. Seun is not recoupling. Trey is recoupling. Maybe. Yeah, I think Trey will recouple. Ayo, I think, is going to recouple, and I think Will isn't. I actually don't know if Will's actually going to recouple. What other guys in the villa? Connor, obviously, is going to recouple with the new babe. I think those are the guys. There's only 6 guys, right? Yeah, I think that's it. And out of the girls, Nicole isn't recoupling. Grace is going to choose Blade, maybe? Grace is going to choose Blade. Uma's not recoupling. Mimi's not recoupling. Jess is recoupling. Unless Matilda gets there first. And Jessie isn't recoupling. Those are my predictions for now. Let me know down below if you agree, if you disagree. I don't know, just let me know. But guys, honestly, like I keep telling you, you can't love men, you can only like them. Okay? And Ayo and Will, whether you like to recouple, whether you regardless, you guys are going home very soon, by the way, because you're actually only in that villa because of the girls that you've been with. If Ayo was recoupled with any other girl from day one in the villa, he would be out by now. He's only been receiving Mimi's votes because he's been with Mimi. So when he's no longer with Mimi, I wish you all the best. Okay? But yeah, guys, let me know down below how you also found tonight's episode. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and yeah, definitely join the family. I'll be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please do take care, stay blessed, have a lovely night, and I shall see you tomorrow.